Check it out, guys, pilot whales!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode.
I'll put that on. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ryan Myers Expeditions. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ryan Myers Expeditions. Today we're out here on Ben's boat. We made a serious run there, and we're hoping for some epic reef diving today. The water was relatively flat. We kind of came as far as you can go, if that makes any sense to you. But we're down here, we're looking on the reef, we're looking for big moose today. Potentially ukus, always looking for them. Big goats. Got the full crew today. Britt, Chris the Fish, Ben, Mike Jutt. A solid group of divers here. This is gonna be sick. We will see you in the water. So anytime we've got a really long run somewhere, I prefer to run offshore. So instead of taking a straight line that might take me, closer to shore down to my final destination, I'll take a kind of an offshore bow and just really be aware of what is out there. And you never know what you're gonna run into. And that's what happened today. We were doing that big long bow offshore, heading way down to our spot and looking for floating stuff. And we found one. We found a beautiful floater out there, some kind of thad that had broken free from God knows where, and it had a couple oceanic white tips on it, some rainbow runners, some sheebies or small tunas down deep, and a couple of onos. So we didn't have any chum because we were heading to the reef. We grabbed a couple small fish, started cutting those up, trying to see if we could get any kind of action going on, any kind of life stirred up, and get something closer enough to take a shot. When I'm chumming and I'm dropping chunks down to the bottom and nothing is happening, I like to wait until kind of the last chunk is just barely still visible and then do a dive, because you never know super deep what is happening. And that's what I did right here. This is probably 100+ feet, 110. You can see the sheebies are all cruising along. Unfortunately, they weren't eating the chunks, but this ono came in out of nowhere, down deep, and just grabbed the chunk. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit too low in the water column for me to get to it. I was gonna hover and wait and see if it would come back around for one of those other chunks, but then I kind of drifted too close to the chunks. I was too deep anyways. I'd spent too long down there and it was time to go back up. So one of my absolutely favorite ways to dive in the world is to explore new places. I am always the first one to run just a little bit further, to go out and it's just a little bit rougher, whatever it is that you need to do to get to places that really excite me. The possibilities out here are endless, especially if you make those big runs. And this was about a 3-hour run today, and hopes were high. Me and my buddy Ben both looked at these kind of areas on the charts and we're like, I want to go here. Let's fill up the fuel tanks, let's make it happen. So anticipation was high when we got down there, and this is my first dive of the day. This is what we found when we got down there. Big, huge, beautiful walls, life everywhere, big Joe goats everywhere, just moves around. This is an area that I was looking for that monster moo. We knew that there weren't going to be quite as many ukus down here as maybe some of our other areas, but I knew that this is the zone to find the monster moo, and that's what we were looking for today. I wasn't looking for a lot of fish. I was looking for that one epic trophy fish, and this zone right here when we hit the water just screamed like prehistoric, like it was gonna have those monsters living right in it, and this was gonna be an epic day. Anytime you're out here in the end of the world, you can see crazy things. And this greater hammerhead just cruising right along the bottom in this pristine ecosystem. I tried to grunt at him, but he didn't want to come in. Either way, really cool to see these apex predators out there just cruising along. I've said it before, guys, and I'll say it again because it's always true. You have to let the small fish go to shoot the big ones. And you can be down here on the bottom, you can see those Moana collies coming in, you can see those smaller 2-3 pound moose coming up to you, but every time you fire is 10 minutes that you're not down there hunting. It's a blown spot. Every time you shoot that first 2-pound moo you see, I promise you the 7-pounder, the 10-pounder that's in the back is not gonna come in. So you gotta take your time, pick your shots, and there's just no need to go here and fill a cooler almost ever. You're just out here looking, I'm just out here looking for that one special fish. One of the ways to know that you're hunting properly and that you're maximizing your chances of bumping into that monster special fish is to watch the way the little fish around you are behaving. If those little fish are swarming you. It's almost like they set up a blind in the woods. It's almost like they're down there, they're shielding you from those bigger fish, but more importantly, they're a great indicator that you're being non-threatening on the bottom. When you're getting swarmed, those fish are coming over to check out the commotion. They're down there looking to see, what are you? Are you food? You're clearly not threatening them. And those bigger fish will key in on that and come in after them. So those moos and those ukus and those big trevallies, you see kind of all that action, and they want to know what's going on. And they'll come right in. And these little fish, it's just a great way to tell that you're doing it right. I love seeing new fish that I don't always see. And that's what you kind of get from hunting these new areas. And right here on the edge of this sand and kind of coral wall, you can see those avas out there. And those are milkfish, or avas out here in Hawaii. They're kind of like a bonefish. They live down in the sand. I've never shot one myself. I've never eaten one. If you got any recipes for them, put them down below and maybe I'll do a catch and cook ava. So this is a pretty cool dive here. So I'm gonna show you the entire dive so you can kind of talk you through, see what I'm doing. And I'll put that timer over there on the side. It's a pretty long dive as well. Now you can see right there the flasher. And a lot of times if we're diving deep reef, we'll have that flasher as well. And that flasher does a couple things. You can see how when I dove down, I dove parallel with it. So that helps me go straight down and know that I'm not going off at an angle, and it gives you kind of like that mental help, kind of like you're out diving the line, you're just free diving, you're just going up and down that line perfectly. The flasher also does another thing, which is gives you a spot to put your fish. So if I shoot a few fish, I can just keep them on that float right there, and we don't have to call the boat over every single time we shoot a fish. Also, obviously, the big onos that are cruising up and down the ledge love that flasher and will stop, and you can pick up one of those pelagic fish while you're here hunting the reef. So like you guys have seen me do a million times, I get down at the bottom, I tuck myself down in, I'm kind of looking around, trying to decide what I'm gonna do on this dive, what I see, what my targets are, if I need to adjust myself just a little bit to maybe get myself in better position. So I'm kind of coming up over this rock. I'm always looking for a good solid spot for that left hand. I'm scratching away. I can see that there's a couple moo out there that I might be interested in. That omilu comes in right there. Again, if you're hunting properly and you're tucked down on the reef, fish come over to you. It's just the way it works. The uhus are around, the omilus are around, the big roys are cruising around, and I'm looking at that moo there, trying to decide, am I gonna take this fish? Is it gonna present the shot? And I decide to. You can see how it was gonna go around that rock there. And I thought if it goes around that rock, I'm ruined. There's no way it's gonna go on the wrong side. But it decided to come on this side. I know that if I move forward, it can't get away because it's got that rock where it'd have to turn right into. And I'm able to push that shot just a little bit closer and make a decent shot right there in the head, then put the heat on it, try and keep it out of the rocks, and then cruise all the way to the surface. Now on my way to the surface, I'm trying to do a couple things. I wanna keep that reel loose enough so that I can get to the surface, but I also wanna keep it tight enough that I keep it off the bottom. When I get to that flasher, again, I'm doing the same thing. I can see where I'm at. I can see my buddy's gonna be right there waiting for me, and that's Ben doing what he does best, being a perfect safety, and then I can pull up my fish, land it. Ben goes down and actually protects it from this shark right here. This was like the 4 species of shark we saw that day. Really, really cool spot. Perfect moo. This was the moo of the day. I was stoked, and there's dinner right there. So here's another full dive here. Again, I'll put that ticker in the left corner. I've got a watch coming soon, so I'll be able to tell you guys exactly how deep it was very, very soon. But for now, Ben did a dive right after this and said this was about 35 meters or like 105, 106 feet, something like that. Pretty deep to deal with what happens next on this dive. Now, I didn't shoot a lot of fish this day. I only had that one nice moo, and I'm fine with that. I'm always down to run those 2-3 hour runs, pay a bunch of money for gas, and then not shoot a lot because I know that the fish I'm looking for is worth it. And it might not come on this trip, it might not come on the next trip, but one of these trips, you're gonna get that monster, that trophy fish, that special fish that kind of keeps me coming back and back. But this time, Ben tells me, yo, we've got to shoot a few fish. We want to take them to the archery club on Wednesday. And we want to feed them up for the guys, cook them up there. They're going to cook a bunch of meats. We're the fishermen. We'll bring the fish. So I was like, okay, time to go down here and shoot a few fish. So get down to the bottom, deeper dive, do my dusting, do my grunting, really relax into the bottom, looking around to see what I see. You can see those real gentle movements, those real slow head turns, not trying to spook anything, just trying to look around and see what's down there on the bottom, what kind of opportunities present themselves. You can see there's that little moo out there. I'm not super interested in him. I'm just kind of looking around and seeing what happens. You can see how long these dives are down here on the bottom. And that's something that happens when you get the drift perfectly. When you're drifting slow with your buddy, those dives get longer and longer and longer as you get more relaxed. You can see that Onilu comes in with that beautiful Moanakali, and look at that reef. I shot straight into the reef there. Something that I kind of do a lot. It isn't something that I actively try to avoid, but it's one of the risks that come with shooting these bigger reef guns. It's a 120 centimeter roller, and it had a lot of power, and it got stuck perfectly in the reef. Then my roller got stuck, the roller jammed, and I just left the gun down there. And that's something that you guys have to decide beforehand. I do not want to sit down there and fiddle with it. I know the current's not bad. I know I've got Ben above me, and I'll take my time and wait and go back down and recover it. So Ben tosses me his gun. That means I know that he's gonna go down. We haven't even spoke about the problem. He just sees that I don't have a gun, so he's gonna go down there and get it out. Ben goes down, comes back up with my fish, but no shaft. And I was kind of like, what the heck, dude? He had decided it wasn't coming out and just cut the line, leaving the shaft on the bottom. Okay guys, back in the kitchen now, and I have a surprise. Like, it has been so many weeks since we have made a video, and I apologize to you, but I blame it on this girl right here.
Oh.
She left. She decided to go on vacation for like 3 weeks back to Florida.
It was not vacation. I had family obligations.
She left, so that is why there's been no videos. She is the technical brains behind this entire operation. I, however, dove every single day for 3 weeks, guys. So that's what I was doing. I have made like 20 videos. And in the next couple weeks, we're gonna edit them all up. We have so many gems coming up. Shooting Onos, shooting Aluas, hunting, so much good stuff coming your way. But for now, Sam just got home. We've got a couple of these Moanakalis. We're gonna turn them into Moanakali ceviche. We're gonna take them up to Chemo's, to the archery club. Sammy?
Let's do it.
Good to be back?
Yes.
Good to be back. Look how big these kittens are, guys.
Huge. We only have 2 left.
We only have 2 left. Thank you to Chris so much for adopting Crink and Cressy. Went to a good home. Looking forward to doing a video with you. Maybe we'll feature the kittens being a little bigger, and we'll show you guys that, of course. But for now, we're gonna whip up some ceviche. All right, guys, as usual, we are in a super rush, so I'm going to flash fillet these things real quick. The girls are gonna make the juice and cut up cilantro and whatever else. How is it? Oh my.
Scott, I got jalapeno in my throat.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
You made it too spicy.
Yes.
What? Sam?
No, it's that spicy. You just swallowed it wrong.
Good?
It's perfect.
It's too green.
It's perfect. No.
Too green, but otherwise it's freaking
The
good.
presentation is a 4.
Oh, it's good. It needs to firm up. It needs to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to cook. But guys, check this out. That is a bowl.
Wait, should we put the rest of the cilantro on there?
No, that is a bowl of freaking ceviche. We're leaving now. We're gonna head over there. We're gonna shoot some arrows. We'll see you there.
Nice, yeah.
How you doing, Ben?
He is doing a very bad job.
Nice move from the other day.
Well, big eyeball.
Stop! What are you doing? Get out of here!
Come on!
You guys are gonna be on YouTube.
I like your show! Really?
Yes.
No!
Okay.
Get you.
Okay.
Yeah. Get them. Let me at him.
I'm being attacked.
Do you want me to grab a fish out of the tank thingy and whack your face? What? Yeah, I will. Bop.
Mike looks like he does like 24 hours on, 24 hours off.
So you gotta go this way.
Winner!
That was awesome. That was a great game. That was fun to watch.
Hula, thank you so much for having us. Sam, champion. Bro, Ryan, thank you guys so much. Super cool episode. We will see you next time right here on Ryan Myers Expeditions.
Yeah!
How?
Woo!
That was fun.
Good.